War inside my head. Suicidal tendencies. I was watching a video earlier today and I never knew about this shit. They had a war with Rage Against the Machine back in the day. I'm sorry, Rage on Behalf of the Machine. That's the new name of that band. Mike Muir, you'll know whose side I'm on here. I like Rage Against the Machine. I absolutely love them. The lovely Brenda loves their music. They're really good. They're complete frauds. They're really ridiculous. Zach, I heard, who's that guy? Florentine? You know, the shitty stand-up comic. What was it? Dads that do drugs? What is their thing? Creeps with kids. Yeah, that's a really nice message to promote. Him and Ron Bennington and all those fucking losers. He said that like once a year they meet up and they always are offering them to do a reunion show, right? And I think Tom Morello, because he's just a grifter naturally. He went to Harvard and all that shit, so he's a grifter going grift. You know how that goes. They meet up every year to see if they're going to do a reunion tour, and they were supposed to do it this year, but coincidentally, coronavirus put the kibosh on that. And you know, Tom has been in Prophets of Rage and Audio Slave and all that shit. But I from what I understand, Zach De La Rocha didn't want to do it. And he hasn't done much work over the years, and he did those songs with Run the Jewels, another grifting operation, who we've played on the show, and I love them, seen them live before. I've seen all these people live. But Mike Muir, the singer of Mike, I just want a Pepsi. I just wanted a Pepsi. Just give me one single Pepsi. Remember? Institutionalized? He opened Suicidal Tendencies and Infectious Grooves, his side group at the time. They opened for Rage in like 92. Or no. Rage opened for them in Europe in 92, I believe. The beginning of 92, before Fuck You, I Won't Do What You Tell Me blew up. And then they toured again. And then Mike Muir said a bunch of shit like, why do you keep talking shit about corporations? You're signed to Sony, dude. If you really believe this, why are you not in an indie label? And he's 1,000% right. Me personally, like, Rage Against the Machine is a fucking TRL band, okay? Suicidal Tendencies never got past 120 minutes if they ever played there, or never got past Headbangers Ball, guys. We all know Institutionalized. It got played on Beavis and Butthead when they used to sit there and criticize the videos, that funny shit. But really, it's like, Mike Muir is a working class artist. They had videos and everything. Things were different then. And Rage are massive superstars that they'll play them at a corporate fucking cocktail party. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. I think Mike Muir wrote some lyrics being like, on an Infectious Groove song, being like, something about, I will do what you tell me. And, you know. I remember I watched Tom Morello on Real Time with Bill Maher. This was a few years ago. He had his shitty comic book out at the time. Again, a grifter gone grift. So, and he was on there, and Bill was talking to him, and he was like, well done, Bill. He was like, oh, don't tell me you're some kind of fucking anarchist. And, of course, Tom Morello said he is. Anarchist who wants the government to implement endless rules, kind of like your boy Noam Chomsky, who I have a lot of love for. And they love Noam Chomsky. Zach De La Rocha, there's a video of him interviewing him from, I think 97 or something. But these guys have always been very confused about what's going on here. And there was that thing at Lollapalooza in, 92, 93, where they posed naked for 15 minutes with tape on their mouths with PMRC written. It's fucking cringe. I remember Lights Out Guerrilla Radio. I remember that getting played on TRL. I remember, first of all, when TRL came out, and I hated it. And I was like, what is happening to MTV? This is when the downfall started, the downfall of society. 9/11 was shortly after, so anyway. I remember Guerrilla Radio coming on there, and I was like, this is so polished, so clean, so safe. Disgusting. Suicidal Tendencies is not safe, clean, or polished. And apparently they squashed it, and, I guess they were doing a show in Brazil, and Suicidal went down and opened for Rage there, and nobody brought it up, and it was all good. Yeah, because Rage knows where their bread is buttered, and it's like, there's no Rage Against the Machine without Suicidal Tendencies, okay? His fucking brother is like the Lords of Dogtown guy, right? Who, those dudes were like the actual Alex from Clockwork Orange guys. Like gangster skateboarders or some shit like that. But before that, I played Peter Tosh, Legalize It. I don't think Peter's with us anymore. And he'd be pretty happy. It's pretty much legalized, right? It's not, it's so ridiculous. It's not legal here. In Connecticut, you won't even get a ticket. I don't even know. In Boston, it's totally legal. When I was up there last weekend, I tried to go to a dispensary, but it's not as, what Cali's like, where it's literally like a liquor store on every corner. Right when we landed in Cali, I went straight to Melrose, a high-end dispensary. That was really, really cool. And I started it with that new Black Thought from his Volume 3 Streams of Thought. Got to dig into it a little more. Really like the Salam Remy one. So, there was another big thing that happened this week that I just thought was funny. And you guys know, I've mentioned many times, I was definitely a guy who used to go to strip clubs a lot, the whole culture of it, everything like that. And it's more popular and more mainstream than it used to be. And I think it has a lot to do, first of all, with Nicki Minaj is the one who really popularized it. But now you have Cardi B, who I've talked on the podcast and here endlessly about, right? And this, of course, it's not like Nicki, where Nicki was kind of fantasy, where Nicki was rapping about it and she used to go to strip clubs, but she was never a stripper. She went to fucking LaGuardia high school. She went to a performing arts high school. That's why she is good at what she does. I don't know, she's washed now and she's been cringe for a while. But when she first came out, even 2 years or 3 years before she blew up, I was really into her. Now you have Cardi B. In my opinion, cannot rap. She doesn't write that stuff. You guys know it. That I forgot his name, the guy who had a big record. Let me pause real quick. Pour it up, guys. You gotta pour it up. Last shot of the show, because on the last little segment, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll give my prediction on the Loma versus Teofimo fight. But I gave you enough time, so cheers. Saluta. Now, Cardi got into some light controversy this week where she shared a topless picture by accident, I guess, and it was all over the place, but oh boy, she got roasted and skewered and everyone, because she has these nipples that are really big on the breast, right? Looks like ham hocks, okay? So then she started saying, she started coping and making excuses like they all do, where, it's because I was breastfeeding they look like this. And anyone who's ever watched pornography before has seen many breasts like this. Because they put this, silicone or saline in, and then they stretch it out so the nipple becomes, the whole titty is the nipple now. But the funnier part of it was that, of course, people went nuts roasting her, and just the memes were insane. I saw a really funny one where it was like Mike from Monsters, Inc., the little green guy, Billy Crystal's character, and it was the titty, but it was Mike from Monsters, Inc., if you can imagine that. Another really funny one was like a McDonald's breakfast, those McDonald's pancakes, and they turned the breast into the pancake. Some other really crazy ones all over the place. But hey, this is what you get. And it's like, don't even be embarrassed about it. You used to be a stripper, first of all. And second of all, this is your whole shtick. This should be a selling point for you. But she clearly was embarrassed about, I guess, the way her tits looked, because she said the breastfeeding thing. And just in general, like, bitch is a nasty, raunchy scumbag. Really, like, did anybody not think that? It's just like, that's like the chick at the strip club you don't even want to go near. She's too loud. She's too annoying. You don't want to get a lap dance by her. You don't even want to be in her presence, honestly. I'm not a Cardi B fan, as you can tell. There was one other thing that happened this week. I know I talked a lot about rap this week, but, this is the stuff that happened. It was like the convergence of rap and politics at once. So, one more thing about Joe Biden and these rappers. There was this video, and shout out to Misanthropic One. He did a video about this, and that's how I found out about this. I didn't even know about this. These two battle rappers, URL guys, and I don't know, some of you guys may know I used to do the battling stuff, but really got out of it a long time ago. I was more in like the Scribble Jam era, like where you kind of have some ideas you might say, but you got to look at the guy and you come up with stuff there. Now they do 3-hour battles where dudes spit for 2.5 hours each. It's so bad. And these guys would destroy me if we were to battle. I don't really see the point in just writing that much bars about another man or another woman, whatever it may be. I've battled a women, I've battled a man, whatever. I was still I'm so fucking old, I was still from the era where a white guy from the suburbs had to go to the hood and battle people there and win. And if you didn't do that, you weren't shit. I had some wins, I had some losses, whatever. I got out of it a long time ago. But the URL, what is it called? Urban Rap League or Universal Rap League or some shit. They had DNA, who I like a lot. And besides even the battling, he's really good. Like, he used to go on Sway. Anytime he would go on Sway, I would tune in just to hear him spit live on the radio. And he can actually freestyle off the top really good. And he has really good verses. And Charlie Clips, who also is very good. I don't know as much about him. I've been following DNA a lot longer. But they did this fucking video that was like promoting Biden or telling people to go vote. By the way, I don't understand that thing where it's like, just vote. You guys don't want people to go vote for Trump, so why the fuck are you saying just go vote? What if the person's going to go vote for Trump? Doesn't that cut against your whole point? Your shit should be just vote Biden, which this video basically was. And it was so fucking cringe. My fucking eyes were in the back of my head looking at my brain rolled backwards watching this thing. And these guys are good rappers, and I don't know what they were thinking, but the evidence to show that this was a very bad idea, comments are turned off on YouTube video. It's the same thing as I said in the previous segment, where the Hunter Biden story, it's kind of bad and it shows corruption, but we all know they're doing it. When you suppress it, you make it 10 times worse. Then you make it a bigger story than it has to be. But these stupid fools will never learn, and they'll continue to do this. Win, lose, or draw for Trump, or win, lose, or draw for Biden. We're here in this weird information war. I always say it's going from, first we started They Live. Then we go to Akira, right? Then we go to 1984. And I know people are tired of people referencing 1984, as am I. I wish that society wasn't replicating it as closely, but it is. And we're getting there. I would personally say we're somewhere between They Live and Akira right now. Because Akira had a lot of these, street gangs fighting and stuff like that. If you haven't watched these movies, I don't know why you're listening to me. They're my Bible. That's blasphemous. Sorry. That's any righties out there. Sorry, guys. But, let me get into some other new stuff. Your boy, Benny the Butcher, Griselda, they put out an album every fucking week now. Again, a grifter going grift. So, let's check out something from this new Benny the Butcher. Burden of Proof is his new album. It dropped yesterday on Friday.